Today we're going to compare the Galaxy S20 FE versus the Z Flip 3. Motorola is announcing their newest phone today and I'm actually going to their event, so in this video you may see some familiar tech YouTubers. Before we start, a quick microphone test. Testing 1 2 1 2. This is how it sounds like on a Galaxy S20 FE. Testing 1 2 1 2. This is how it sounds like on a Galaxy Z Flip 3.
I was in love with a guy, but the guy was never mine. He didn't love me like I. But now he is calling and calling, and he's feeling something for me. I will not believe in his promises. That's what I said before he kissed me again.
So the Flip 3, even though it's got the same camera system, I'm actually a little bit surprised how good it is. I think that the processor and the ISP kind of changed some things. I went out to Disney like I always do, and I took a bunch of pictures. You can see that on my social, but a lot of people were fooled to thinking that there was a new camera system in there.
Initial impressions of the Flip, I'm still waiting for it to arrive, but I love what I'm seeing. I like the price point, what you get. I like the design, and it's different.
So the Flip 3 camera is actually pretty easy to diagnose because it's the same cameras as the Flip 5G, which is very similar to the first Flip. And that's at least true on the spec sheet. I don't know if the components are exactly the same. But performance-wise, I carried the Flip 5G for a year. I got some great photos out of it. I got some photos out of it that weren't really great. And on Flip 3, I've gotten some photos on each side of the fence as well.
I really do wish they included a third lens, preferably a telephoto lens. So on that aspect, it does take solid pictures in lighter situations and low light. Still need to test it out a little bit more, but I am really pleased they decided to add that front screen, so when you do take those pictures, whoever you're taking a picture of can see themselves better, and then obviously when you take selfies, you can frame it much, much easier.
All right, so as you guys know, I am a Galaxy fan. Okay, no.
I think myself, like a lot of people, a little disappointed that it's the same hardware as the year before and the year before. But on the Z Flip, I don't feel like the camera is as important as it is on the Fold. That's another story. It's just the demographic, it's more about the style, it's the form factors, whatever, and it's not a bad camera by any means.
The one thing I'll say is, what I've noticed is it's got at least the newer software, so there's better AI, camera capabilities there that have improved the image quality, which I've seen from Danny's video, Danny Winget, who was on this video at some point, or after me.
Take a ride, let's take it. Just think about it, you want it. Fall in love, you love it. You can control it. You make me feel something more stronger, something that I may never forget. I just want this to be longer, longer, yeah, longer. Where you are,
I think the processing is refined and it looks a little bit better than the older Z Flip. So I don't know if you agree with that, but it looks a lot better. I don't think people should be afraid, especially in that price point. I think that people will be pretty happy with that camera.
I love the fact too that, you know, you can actually fold the phone and use half of it as your controls and the other half is something else. It's more specifically in the camera app. When you're taking a photo, for example, you can have your buttons down at the bottom and then the viewfinder at the top. I think that's cool.
I think compared to the last Z Flip, the color science is a little different, which I think is interesting, even though it's the same hardware. But yeah, it does a good job. I don't think it's amazing, but it's decent, and I think for that demographic, it makes sense.
I think it's not a bad thing. Like, it's a foldable phone. It's a phone that folds. And the other one is also a budget flagship. So you've got choices. Like, you can pick whatever you want, honestly, and be happy with yourself. Enjoy the sun.
I'm even hoping in the next iteration they make the screen even bigger. Hopefully that whole front square can be a screen at some point. But for now, it's good that they added that front screen, adds to that camera capability.
Look, it feels like a mid-range camera, a good mid-range camera, but a mid-range camera in an expensive phone. And that's because it's expensive because it folds. It's not expensive because it's a camera phone. If you want the best camera phone ever, you can spend the same $999, get the Galaxy S20 Ultra. And by that I mean the best Android camera phone ever. But you know, you're not spending the $1,000 for the camera necessarily. So I think for most people, it will be more than enough. I think for people who really pay attention to the cameras on their phones, it's probably not going to live up to their expectations.
So that's it. That is the end of the video. I know it's a weird one or it's a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think between these two phones. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.